Okay, so today we're going to take the train from KL Central to Butterworth, and then we're going to take a ferry to Penang. Right now we're at KL Central. We took the LRT from our hotel to here, and now we're going to go look for the KTM. So we board the train at the KTM commuter section.
You can see a sign over there with the train number. Right now they're boarding 9202. Which is going to Padang Besar. Our train will be after that. It'll be 9102 going to Butterworth. And just to verify, there are screens up there and you can see on the screen, or maybe you can't see on the screen. It might be difficult to read, but our train is listed there. 9102 in yellow going to Butterworth. Boarding at platform 3 and leaving at 11:25.
So we've descended down to the train platform. As you can see, the train is here and we're currently boarding. Your train car, letter, and seat number are printed on your ticket, so be sure to know or check which car and seat. If not, those guys in the blue and white shirts can help you, point you in the right direction of where you're going. We are in car A and we're currently passing car C now, so it looks like we're either at the front of the train or the back of the train.
Alright, so we are in the train, the KTM train, commuter train. We are in the train A and seat A, and we thought we'd be able to see the front of the train, but we're not able to. But it's alright. So in 4 hours we'll be at Butterworth and we'll take some video out there and show you what it looks like there. Once we clear the city, we'll walk the train and show you what it looks like.
So I'm going to walk you through the train solo now. One thing I want to point out, it is very cold in this train. The AC is turned up to a ridiculous number. So everybody is, for the most part, freezing in some of these cars. Not all the cars, but some of the cars, and our car was one of them that was freezing. But here's a quick look outside of the jungle, the woods, whatever you want to call it, the open space of Malaysia as we zip by, making our way up north to Penang. A really cool I guess I'll call it poster here that kind of shows you that the best way to see Malaysia is via the rail. And if you have time, if you have a lot of time in Malaysia, I strongly suggest that you explore the country by rail. A lot of great things to see, and you can even head down south to Singapore. This train does have a food car. There is a kitchen where you can get sandwiches and hot food, coffee, teas, wide selection of things. The prices weren't too bad. Here you can see these two guys that work the kitchen, cafeteria, and behind them you can see posters for hot food, nasi lemak, and all your Malaysian favorites. So couldn't let the opportunity go by without buying something to eat. I really wanted to get the nasi lemak just because, but instead I opted for a fish sandwich, which is salmon and cucumbers between 2 slices of white bread. It cost $3.50, which I thought wasn't too bad.
Okay, so after about 4 hours and 15 minutes, we've arrived in Butterworth. This is the Butterworth station. We were in the back of the train, so we exited the train and just walked up. And I'm assuming that everybody is pretty much going to the ferry. So we are basically following everybody else. And we'll see how long it takes to get to the ferry. So at the end of the platform, there are quite a number of steps you need to climb. So just be wary of that. if you're walking with luggage or bags or whatever, you gotta go up quite a number of stairs. But we continue on our way out. Still no sign for the ferry, but I'm sure we'll see one eventually. I do see some signs for taxis, signs for the bus, and the way out. We'll continue following for the way out. And it looks like now we go downstairs. Okay, so we made it to the bottom, and I see the first sign for the ferry. Once you get to the bottom, make a left. And we go down this path. Yeah, toilets are here. Cost 30 cents. There's some stands. I guess you can buy a few things here or there. If you need water or snacks or whatever. And keep going. Okay, we backtracked a bit, and instead of going down that path, we're actually on the street just a bit, or on the driveway. And it looks like they've made this path here for pedestrians. So we're gonna follow the path, and then straight ahead where you kind of see those people, that's where we're gonna go, and I'm assuming that will take us to the ferry. Assuming, no idea, but we're gonna find out. And there's a sign, shuttle to ferry terminal. So it looks like we gotta jump on a shuttle bus that'll take us to the ferry. Looks like here we are, free shuttle to the ferry. Alright, so after a quick 3-4 minute bus ride, we are at the ferry terminal, just following the crowds to where we pick up our ticket to board the ferry. And the cost to board the ferry looks like $1.20.
It doesn't work.
One.
I put it and it doesn't work.
So that lady was having a few issues. So basically they print you out this barcode to scan, and you walk up to the turnstile, then there's a scanner on the turnstile that you'll currently see in a second as Sierra goes through the turnstile. Just touch the ticket to the reader. Oh, actually I'll do it now, I'll show you here. And wait for the green arrow. You got the green arrow and you are good to go.
Okay, so we bought our ticket, we scanned our ticket, we are now walking to the ferry. Hopefully we just make it onto the ferry and there's no waiting or anything like that. We're about to find out. So the ferry is at 4:10, so we have about 5 minutes. And it looks like the ferry is here, and we are literally just going to walk on board. And I guess we're about to enter the ferry, and we are on the ferry. So let's walk up to the front, see if we can show you what Penang looks like. This is the front of the boat, and straight ahead we can see the island of Penang. The quote-unquote food capital of Southeast Asia. There's some boats, little Chinese style boats in the harbor. And here is a shot of what the boat looks like. There's a seating section in the middle, and on either side looks like if there were any cars making the trip, they would be parked on either side. maybe this particular boat doesn't have any cars, or maybe it's not a car boat today, but this is what the ferry looks like. And we've arrived in Penang. The ferry took 20 minutes to cross the bay. And now we are heading to the exit and begin our tour of the final city or town in our Asian trip. So that will conclude this video. Look out for our video on Penang and the wonderful food that you can get in this culinary capital.